Yeah, I think she's joining.
Mhm.
Yeah, hello, Raquel, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, 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 thanks. Yeah, so first of all, thank you very much for participating in the workshop and also for your engagement as well. And if you could please give a little bit of introduction of yourself, where you're from, you're a civil engineer, when did you graduate, where you are here now in Australia, and what brought you here to Australia, please.
It's okay. I'm Raquel from São Paulo in Brazil. I graduated in 2029, December, and I had a plan to come here in 2020, but because of the COVID, I couldn't. So during this time, I was working as a self-employed for a company. In this company, I worked before as an intern. Um, I'm a civil engineer, but I didn't work specifically in the construction. For example, I work like doing audits um, for a foundation. And what brought me, I came here to Australia in May 2022. And since that, I'm trying to find some way to bring my experience to maybe start in a job here. But I'm a little lost because my experience in Brazil was a bit specific. So firstly, I would like to know exactly um, which area I can, for example, match my experience with the jobs here in Australia, because I think the is a bit different, and the job that I was doing in Brazil was really specific,
So
and
what type
basically
of
I like this.
yeah, what type of audit were you doing there?
And because I work in a foundation that was established by professors in the USP, the University of São Paulo, and in this time, like how can I say, I went to different site constructions to check like audits from different different companies to update and create the composition of SYNAP. SYNAP
All
is
right,
a
prices there.
system that is really to use in the construction in general for the private and public companies to organize and to plan about the time and everything in the constructions.
Uh, okay, I see. Yeah, well, there are some jobs here in Australia, for example, that um, they do similar things like the price comparison, like the system, Synap, etc.
Yes.
Those companies usually they are consulting firms. For example, let's say that I want to build something, and then I am a government department. For example, I work for Transport Main Roads. I want to build a road, and then I want to know how much that road is going to cost, so I can
Yes.
tend to tender licitação. So what can be done? One option is for us to engage a company and then ask the company, give me a P90, a P90 estimate. It's an estimate that will have about 90% of that estimate to be accurate. So, which is fairly good. So if you say that that's going to cost $35 million, for example, that particular project, so we can start getting financial approvals, starting to get funding for $5 million plus a little bit of contingency, let's say 10%, whatever, so 38. Let's say we then ask for financial approval for 40 million. But at least we know from companies that they did this P90, that it's got about 90% reliability that that's going to cost. Obviously, because we don't have design and everything else, it's difficult for the company to really give a very accurate estimate. But companies usually here in Australia, we work with P50 and P90. The P50 is about 50% accuracy, and the P90 obviously 90% accuracy. So those companies, they probably could be interested in your type of profile if you worked auditing, studying prices and those sort of things. So potentially there could be a good market for you. And those companies usually they do contract administration. They also do project management, and they do have civil engineers and other engineers there.
I'm studying project management. Maybe it's easier to to get this way.
Yes. Yeah. The only thing is that the project management, you're probably not going to be doing a lot of those this type of work, especially in the auditing area. You will be obviously managing a project. You may, as a project manager, engage a specialist, a subject matter expert, SME, to actually do the estimate for you. Otherwise, obviously, if the company is not large, the project manager may do like the civil engineers they do in Brazil, they do everything. If the company is not big, then the project manager may end up doing everything, even estimates and auditing, and then looking after the project and doing all the things that needs to be done.
Other experience that I had was during the internship with the traffic engineering. Basically, I work in the transportation in agents from São Paulo, the state of São Paulo, and basically just analyzing reports about the companies need to send monthly to the company, and check to SLA to make sure that was accordingly. If the otherwise, I need to contact the companies and to ask them to give me an answer and to fix that problem. Basically was this, but if traffic engineering.
Is that because of congestion or something like that, or the work that they were doing could disrupt the traffic, or?
It's about the traffic, about SLA in the traffic, like, yeah, basically. Because it's like highways, just to make sure that don't have like too much traffic, and the highways was in a good condition because of the cars and other kinds of the transportation.
Yeah, traffic engineering here in Australia also is very popular, and there are different things. There's the traffic engineering that they do a lot of the modeling. So let's say that when they go into the job, for example, they're going to duplicate a road. The traffic engineers will then run some models, and then, all right, if we are going to duplicate the road in 3 years' time, according to the current volume, volume of commercial vehicles, trucks, their weights and the categories, in 3 years' time, they do lots and lots of modeling according to some assumptions, and then they can decide if the duplication is going to be effective or not, if they need to duplicate one lane or 2 lanes, or in terms of the speed as well, if they're going to keep the speed or increase the speed or reduce the speed. So that's one part of the traffic engineering. The other part of that talks about traffic, it's the engineer that designs the what they call traffic guided schemes, so TGSs. So every time that you go to a job, for example, and then you see the traffic controllers, you see the signs and everything else, the lane closures, the TMD, the traffic management designer, is the one that studies obviously what is going to happen with the project, and it's going to design the lane closure, is going to design any detour, is going to design where they need to place signs. They're going to design if they need how many traffic controllers, what's the distance between the signs and everything else. So the job site can be safe and also safe for the motorists as well. So that's another thing, but that's a particular qualification. You need to get a qualification as a TMD designer. So you need to study a short course and then do some assessment. And after that, you can get registered with the government and to become a traffic management designer.
I already have the cards, white, yellow, and blue. Maybe it's halfway already.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah. And do you want to work in those areas here in Australia, or what's your
Yeah, I
plan?
would like. In the other option that I had, like I start to study in project management because maybe it's area easier. Maybe I'm not sure, but easier to start.
Yeah. And have you tried already to send some curriculums or resume to some companies and see what they say, or no?
I was looking for any positions, and but I'm student and I have a student visa. So some companies they are too specifically. For example, they want someone that is allowed to work more than 24 hours. So I'm a bit disappointed about this. So I didn't apply because of this. The most of the positions that I've seen, they have this information. It's too clear about this. They don't want a student, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that is one limitation, obviously, for international students. Yeah, because of the limitation of the hours that you work. But sometimes maybe you get lucky. A lot of companies they have part-time employees that they used to be full-time. Somebody that was working, 5 days a week, 8.5 hours a day. And after COVID, a lot of people they chose to work just part-time, and maybe you find somebody, a company that is trying to backfill the other 50%, because the employee is just working now 50% and they have still the other 50% available. So it's worthwhile trying, especially when you're searching for the job. Try to search about part-time, temporary part-time.
So,
So yeah.
yeah, but the most part of the position that I see is they want someone that can work full time. But I will try to be more specific to find a new the positions or something like this.
Are you studying at TAFE or studying at a different school?
I'm studying in the international house. I'm in diploma right now. Next year, I'm planning to study the advanced diploma.
Mm-hmm. Which city are you again? Sorry,
Sydney.
Sydney. All right.
Yes.
Okay. And because some schools they especially for project management and other uh, the vet courses, Sometimes they organize like a networking event with companies that perhaps they need project management people. So maybe your school has that, maybe not. But it's certainly important to try to get a little bit of a networking so you can see uh, what companies are doing, what different companies are out there, and get to know other people so people can get to know you as well. So that's very important.
I will try, but usually when the school has some event, I'm always there. Yeah, I think because I know that network is really important, but I didn't see this kind of the event like with company to about the project management specifically. Usually they promote some events to promote specifically course like this to engage more students for that course. But about project management, I didn't see nothing about. But maybe I can try to search other ways to try to get more network and more contact with someone that's working this area.
Yeah. And in Sydney, not just in Sydney, but here in Brisbane and Gold Coast, I think there's a group of Brazilians that they do, I think it's called BBN, the Brazilian Building Network. I don't know if you heard about them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and sometimes they organize some networking events as well, and maybe they could help you as well. So yeah, certainly networking is always important. As an international student, I know because I used to be international student as well. I know that's pretty frustrating when you try to apply for jobs and then they just say that they just after full time, permanent, etc. But as an international student, you need to understand that you will get more no's and maybe just one yes. Because when you get one yes, usually you get the job. But majority of your search will be no. So if you understand that the majority of your responses are going to be no, you're not going to be so disappointed. So we get disappointed because we think that we're going to apply and we're going to get a job straight away. Everybody will call us for an interview. But it's not just for students, for job applicants. Majority of job applicants, they'll send 10, 20 resumes and they probably going to get one or two interviews. So that's just the life of a job seeker. You will have certainly much more no's than yeses, unfortunately.
Yeah, I need to get it about this. I already know, but sometimes you already it's hard to accept.
Yes, it is. It is hard. I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And about the validation, do you have any particular question?
Mm, do you think that validation should be important for, in this case, that I'm not working in the engineering area? I can normally apply, or should be easier, or not? Maybe if I start in this area firstly, and after that try to apply, which should be the best way.
Yeah, I keep saying that regardless if you apply or not, from a perspective of the recruiter, because I already recruited dozens and dozens and dozens of engineers and project managers, and I already assessed hundreds, maybe thousands of applications. And I can tell you, because the the recruitment process works like this. Let's say that I want to hire a project manager. So I get a job description. Usually the human resources, we either do ourselves in the company or we engage a recruitment agency. But then the position description goes to seek.com.au or indeed.com.au, career one, whatever. And then it stays there for like 10 days, 2 weeks. And after that, we, as a panel, usually there's a panel of recruiters, and we get all the applications. And usually there's a lot of applications, 20, 30, 50. We've advertised positions already that we got 70 candidates. So just for one place. And when you get that many applicants, your objective as a recruitment panel is to interview about maybe 4 or 5. You interview 4 or 5, and then you offer the job to one. But you have a population of, let's say, 50 applicants, and you need to shortlist 5, for example. So it's a lot of application to read. And then usually we do some cutting. And usually the first cutting that we do is about qualification. Is the person qualified? Yes, no. Those that don't, we cut. How many left? About 30. Okay. So of the 30, who's got a validation, a qualification that's already validated? Half of them have. All right. So from the 30, 15 we cut as well. And then of the 15 left that are already validated, some of them, they are already registered, then we look with more attention, because of the 15, we just need to find 5. So we assume that the 15 are much better than the other 35 that we cut. So I'm just saying this because if you are validated already, you don't probably enter in the first cut.
Okay.
So you become more competitive, because remember, during the workshop, you probably heard about it. I was saying that the Engineers Australia validation is to give to the engineer a letter saying that their overseas qualification is equivalent to an Australian qualification. So recruiters will, when they see your validation letter, they will understand that the course that you did as a civil engineer is equivalent to an Australian course of civil engineering here as well. So that's why it's so important, because you become competitive, and then you are in the, you know, in the fight for the job together with the other ones that are validated. But unfortunately, there will be others that they are registered. They are one step forward. So that's why I said in the workshop that the validation process is just your first step. The life of a professional engineer here in Australia, your objective is to get your validation and later on get your registration. I don't know any registered engineer that is unemployed. All registered engineers that I know, they all have a job. They all have very good jobs, because it's very difficult to find registered engineers that are available in the market. So, and registered engineers, they don't need to work supervised. They actually can supervise other engineers as well. So, and they provide professional engineering services, which is obviously the interest of most of the companies. So that's why as soon as you get validated, you get very competitive, and you gotta keep working to make sure that you get registered as well. So once you get registered, then you will be able to choose jobs, because a lot of people will be asking you, hey, come to me, come to work for me, come to work for me, etc. And you'll be able to choose where you want to work, what you want to do, how much you want to earn. So, but obviously, it's not a simple process. You
Yeah,
need to get validated, then you gotta get registered. But uh, that's the way that Australia is. The registration is about public safety. It's about professional integrity. So yeah, Australia. Not all states they have the registration, but for example, in Sydney, New South Wales, uh, the state has a registration scheme.
interesting.
All right. Yeah. Do you have any other particular question?
No, I think that's it for now.
All right. Now again, Raquel, thank you very much for your
Thanks.
participation, and thank you for accepting to share the screen here with my audience. I hope that your questions and my answers they helped you and help the other people as well. And again, I thank you for your participation in the workshop, and I look forward to catching up with you.
Yeah, thank for the opportunity, and all this piece of advice was really important. Right now, I can have like a north to start my way to get a new position and
Yeah,
applicate my to my professional as an engineer in Australia.
yeah. And if you want some tips about how you can make your CV and your cover letter and professional interview, if you go to my YouTube channel, I've got heaps and heaps of videos where I give a lot of tips how you can get a job as an engineer, how you should do your CV and cover letter and everything. When you go to YouTube, just search Gerson Ida jobs or Gerson Ida CV or Gerson Ida cover letter, and you will find my videos there.
I will check. I will check for sure.
Okay. All right then.
Thanks
Thank
so
you very
much.
much, Raquel.
My pleasure.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. Now, and that was Raquel, civil engineer from São Paulo, that is studying project management here in Australia. Worked as auditor back in Brazil, and with traffic engineering as well, and certainly some areas that are really important here in Australia. And I don't know if Bruna is available, because Bruna is going to be the second one. Was going to be on Wednesday, but she had an issue and she couldn't be online. I don't think she's online here. So what I'll do, I will answer some questions that I received during the workshop, and hopefully she will be online. I'll just double check again. Yeah, Bruna's saying that she is here, but I cannot see you, Bruna. I cannot see you, Bruna. Yeah, she said that she's on Instagram. I will, WhatsApp. I will tell her that I am on Instagram. I cannot. Are you Instagram in the live session? And also we will have next week a session with Raquel, or maybe Raquel, if you, I know that you are here. If you have some time tonight, we can do it today if you want. So let me know, and then we can do tonight if you want it. Hi, Bruna. How are you?
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Good, good. And got your husband?
Yeah.
Chilean?
Chilean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Chilean
exactly.
engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Bruna mentioned to me that yeah, she would like to use her time to give it to you. So, because you've got some questions.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to talk with both of you.
Yeah, because my situation is, it's a kind of a special one. It's a bit different because I studied in engineering in Chile, but I never really, in Chile it's kind of different. So the career is 6 years, but before that, in the fourth year, you get a degree, which I reckon is the equivalent to a bachelor in Australia. So I never really finished the 6 year, but I've got the degree of a bachelor engineer in Chile. So we're not sure exactly what is the equivalent in Australia, you know,
All right. Okay,
related
so
to what
we
I've
will.
got in Chile.
Yeah. Okay,
So
so let's start with like we did with Raquel, a little bit of introduction of yourselves, your name and what type of engineering. When did you graduate? Why you came to Australia? Where you are here in Australia? So the audience, they get to know a little bit about you too.
Okay. I can start.
So yeah, well, my name is Miguel. We're in Australia for 5 years.
Good.
So we came together from Chile. Um, I studied electrical engineering few years ago already. So more than 10 years ago, I started. And well, yeah, I studied for about 5 years in
Yeah.
total. I never really did the whole thing, so I didn't finish it. But I had a degree in sciences of the engineering. I think I would say the translation.
All right.
I'm not sure. So yeah, I never really had a long experience working in this. I did a couple of jobs, but not too much. And then we came to Australia, and here we've been working in some different areas. So that's why we're not really I'm a little bit confused about which one it's the area or the what's the name
Category.
the category where my career is gonna fit in here.
Okay.
For the assessment and things that yeah.
Yeah. All right. And you, Bruna?
Yeah. I came to Australia 5 years ago, and I graduated in mechanical engineering in 2000. I forgot 2013. Yeah, a long time ago, almost 10, more than 10 years. And after I finished the mechanical engineering back in Brazil, I worked with inspections, vehicular, most with trucks.
Okay.
Because I came from Mato Grosso, there's a lot of trucks.
Yeah.
The huge ones. So yeah, I worked there about 2.5 years. Then I left Brazil, and I left the engineering, and then I think that's it.
Okay. All right. And so, where you are here in Australia again? Sorry.
Melbourne.
I'm Melbourne. Yeah, we're
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
All right. That's good. Well, I think, Miguel, in terms of your 4 years bachelor degree, it depends. Obviously, Engineers Australia will have to understand, they're going to look at your academic transcript, they're going to look at your subjects, and then they will evaluate if that's equivalent to a bachelor degree or if it is equivalent to an engineering technologist. So that's what they're going to see. Here in Queensland, there is one state department that they actually do this assessment in terms of equivalence. They don't validate the qualification, but they look at your qualification and they will see, they will tell you if that's equivalent to a bachelor degree or if it is equivalent to a BTech or if it is equivalent to a technologist. It doesn't mean that it gets validated, but the state department, usually I don't remember if it is the education department or if it is the vocational education training department. But have a look at the Victoria State website and try to search about qualification assessment in the state, and pretty sure that they might have similar service that they have here in Queensland, because that's going to be obviously your first step to understand if you're going to validate your engineering degree as professional engineer, as an engineering technologist, or as an engineering associate. So yeah, Engineers Australia probably not going to do that for you. You can try to send them an email. They're very good in responding emails. You can explain your situation, saying that you studied 4 years electrical engineering in Chile, in this university, etc., and you would like to know if your application is for professional engineer or other category, and see what they say. They usually say that they don't do this service, but you never know. They might. Yeah.
Maybe you're lucky.
Yeah, might be lucky.
Yeah. And have you spoken to a migration agent to see which is going to be your direction in terms of migration?
Yes, I did with Michelle.
Yeah.
She recommended you. We did it like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And she wasn't sure what to do about him, not about me.
Yeah.
Because I'm the main applicant, not him.
You're the main applicant. Yeah.
Yeah, but I need his point.
Yes.
As well. I'm not that young, so I need to gather a lot of points.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, migration agents, they're probably not going to be able to tell you what is the equivalence. What they probably can tell you is, all right, if you are considered to be a professional engineer, that's going to be probably your chances. If you are considered to be an engineering technologist, these are going to be your chances. So they probably can give you the difference between if you're going to be validated as professional engineer or if you're going to be validated as engineering associate or technologist. Sometimes it's the same because you are not the main applicant. you may still, once you get your validation, you may still get the same, I don't know, 5 or 10 points, whatever, to help the main applicant.
Yeah, they just must be in the same occupation list. If in this same occupation list, I get his 5 points. And that's
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And did you, Miguel, have because you didn't really work in your area much there, just a couple of jobs. Do you have some university? Do you remember some university experience that you can actually use, regardless if it is for professional engineering or engineering technologies?
Yeah, I reckon I could use my how do you say the
Your final assignment or something like that, or thesis?
No, the placement.
Yeah, I did a couple of placement when I was at uni first, and yeah, did some jobs as well in the area, but not like not as an engineer, but I worked in the area as well. So I reckon I could use that probably.
In the electrical engineering, it's very important to also have design experience. So yeah, you need to make sure that you choose some experiences that they have some design experience.
Yeah. Gonna have to look for that. What else?
I think another question, because his dad has a small business there. They do some electrical services.
All right.
And Miguel worked with his dad, I don't know, a couple of months.
No, even more. It was about a year.
But they did not have any contract or anything like that. Would be like weird because it's a family business. If his dad just sent in the letter that he had worked there.
Well, if he can demonstrate, there's nothing wrong with working with the family company. You know, a lot of people, they do here in Australia. Obviously, it happens in Chile, happens in Brazil, happens everywhere. As long as he can demonstrate what Engineers Australia will ask, especially for both validation and their work experience. You know, the reference letter, pay slips, if you in your tax return, those sort of things. So especially for the work experience, because you get a lot of points with work experience. That's why Engineers Australia and the Department of Home Affairs, they will ask you a lot of documents, because it's really very important for you to get points. So if you don't have the documents to prove that you worked in the company of your family, yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. Yeah, but if you have the letters, if you have the documents, Social Security and INSS and superannuation and those sort of things, you shouldn't really have a problem.
That's okay. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it from.
Yeah, for now, because we haven't started yet, we are just searching how to start.
Yeah.
It's our main question about the category.
Yeah.
Where we can fit it.
Yeah, certainly have a look. I'll see if I can find something as well, and then I'll send to you guys if I find something. I'll let you know something that's equivalent to the one here in Queensland. If I don't find in Victoria, I may send you the one in Queensland. Perhaps you guys can contact them and ask them if they know an equivalent in Victoria.
Yes,
that'd be great.
Yes,
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, good. No, thank you very much, Miguel and Bruna. And again,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks for participating in the workshop last week, for your engagement as well.
Nice.
And I look forward to catching up with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For your help.
Okay, bye-bye. See ya.
Bye. See ya.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Yes, and yeah, those were Bruna and Miguel. So it's always interesting to work as a couple. You ended up joining forces, getting more points, and hopefully they'll get enough points to apply for their visa, and obviously being invited by the federal government. All right. I have another 10-15 minutes, so I can either, I don't know, Raquel, if you're still online, but Raquel was the other lucky winner of the 15 minutes of free consultant, and I'm going to do the live session with him next week. However, if he's available, we can do it tonight, or if not, we'll do next week. So if you are here online, Raquel, and if you want to join tonight, let me know. If not, I will answer some of the questions that I received during the workshop, and also clarify that tonight, 11:59 p.m., I'm going to be closing the enrollments of my online mentoring program, Validation Formula, where I have a step-by-step to help you to get closer to your validation process. And Raquel just put in the comments, we can do it today. So I will invite him. Thank you very much, Raquel. We'll invite him here, and hopefully it will work. Yeah. I think it takes a little bit of time until they can join. Yeah, I'm happy to do now, Raquel, if you're okay. Yeah. I sent you an invitation. I don't know how it appears to you, but should get that. Yeah, I think you joined.
Hi,
Hi, Raquel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks. Again, also thank you very much for your participation in the workshop and your engagement as well. And if you can give us a little bit of introduction in terms of engineering that you did, where you're from and where you are now, and why you came to Australia.
All right. So basically, I am a control and automation engineer. I graduated in 2018. I did my graduation was in UTFPR in Curitiba. So basically, I lived in Paraná for a couple of years, and I'm from Sorocaba, São Paulo, and I'm here in Brisbane since September last year. Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah, I'm from Curitiba, so is it UT? Is it
UTFPR? Yeah.
All right. So that's the federal university.
Yes, that's the one.
good. Yeah, I studied there as well.
It's a great university, yeah, in a
It
great city.
it is, yeah, yeah. So now very good. Good to see somebody that studied there in Curitiba in the same university.
Yeah.
Enjoying the cold weather in Curitiba. All right. Okay. So how can I help you?
Basically, I have more questions related to the CDR and CPD.
Yep.
Because I've done almost 90% of the application already. So I still have some reviews to do and some letter from companies that I need to receive it.
All
So
right.
basically, I have more questions related to the application itself, other than like what the path I could choose for my career here. So, yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, fire away.
All right. Let me grab the questions here. So basically, the first two would be related to the CPD.
Yeah.
So, for example, I've done my internship for the graduation degree before I finished the graduation. So my first question would be like, can I use my internship as a CPD development, or I cannot?
Unfortunately, don't.
All right.
You can't. Yeah, CPD events just after graduation.
All right. And I've also have like a post degree that I've not finished in Brazil. I did for 1 year and a half, and recently rejoined the university. So I will start again like September this year. So can I use this post degree as CPD as well, since it's unfinished, or I can't?
Was it a post-graduation degree with different subjects, or was just one subject? Because if you've done different subjects and you completed some of the subjects, then you can use those ones that you completed as your CPD. You don't need to have the whole degree, your post-graduation degree. But if you completed some subjects, you can use those subjects in your CPD.
All right. It's kind of different. So my graduation is for automation area. So and the post degree is more related to the process chemical engineering. So there are a lot of let's say subjects that are related to the engineering itself, like mechanical fluids and automation inside of the process control of chemical process. So yeah, it's kind of similar some of the subjects.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have any recommendation for CPD? Because I've starting writing it is going to be more than 2 pages, more than 1 page actually. So I'm not sure which one like of the other developments I can choose. If there is any like recommendation to follow, would be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, the CPD Engineers Australia asked you to do just 1 page
Yeah.
in a list. So you're probably going to be able to fit about maybe 20, 25 events in 1 page. And the CPD is important, but is not very critical. The idea of the CPD is for Engineers Australia to understand that after you graduated, you kept yourself up to date with engineering, innovations, technologies, and so on. So you don't need to put everything there, especially if you have 2 pages of that. You can put in different areas, especially in your case of automation control, some CPD events that are related, obviously, to your area, different types as well, not just perhaps the short courses, but you can put if you ended up going to conferences or workshops, if you prepared like a presentation to your company. So different types of CPD. So Engineers Australia has a good understanding that you not just attended courses, but you did courses, you prepared presentations, you went to seminars or conferences, and obviously your private study as well.
All right. And moving on from like for the resume, I just have 1 month of gap that it really is just the month that I came here. So basically it was from the mid of August last year until the first week of October. So basically what would be your recommendation to put in the resume? Because just the gap, like I prepared to come here to Australia and just like 1 month looking for a job and that's it.
Yeah, you can just say that yeah, between August and October, so that period there, transitioning from Brazil to Australia, including travel, logistics, accommodation, etc., etc. Still different things. So yeah.
All right. And a few questions of CDR. I'm not sure if you have still have got time.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
yeah, all right. So the first one, should I maintain the paragraphs in my CDR that are not linked to the to the summary statement, but they are, for example, important to explain my activities or just to explain it for the person that's reading to understand more in the depth about what I did?
Yes, those paragraphs usually they give some sort of a background about things that you did. Every time that I see those, I say to my students, for example, that sometimes they are writing a lot, and then they have to cut some words and they have to cut back some paragraphs. If you don't have an excessive amount of words, if you haven't surpassed the 2,500 words, you can probably keep those paragraphs. But if you have too many words, if you have to cut some of the words or paragraphs, I usually recommend people to cut the paragraphs that they are not related to the summary statement, because obviously if you cut it, you're not going to damage your summary statement. You don't want to cut paragraphs that you are addressing competencies in your summary statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And about the last question, basically, most of the projects that I work on, they are kind of project management, but my role in the project was to do basically all the technical tasks. So should I put like the whole project in detail, that what I did, like since from the beginning, for example, doing the project management and also some technical tasks, or should I just focus on just one task that I did on the project, for example?
Well, without knowing obviously the details, it's always important to focus on either the project or the task that you can emphasize the application of your engineering judgment. In the first example that you gave, if you write about the whole project, potentially it can be a little bit superficial. It could be a little bit shallow because you're talking about a broad range of things, and you're probably not going to really go deep in the technical aspects. And that could be also interpreted more like a project management experience. So you just need to be careful with that, because Engineers Australia, they don't like engineers writing about project management experiences. So I suggest that within that project, if you can find an engineering problem or an engineering task that you developed, I think it's a good idea for you to focus on that one there and it really explore the technical aspects of the task.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for the answers.
No, that's okay, Raquel. And again, thank you very much for participation. And I wish you all the best and good luck in your approved engineer,
I
automation
hope
and
so.
engineer here in Australia.
Yeah, because most of the interviews I did here so far, the first question they ask like, do you have like the recognition from Engineers Australia? And yeah, basically is a killer question. So
It is, yeah. And even though a lot of people, and I see, you probably follow those Facebook groups, and a lot of people say that you don't need to be validated to get a job, etc.
yeah,
But as I also mentioned to Raquel, you become really competitive if you have your validation, even though it's not needed
yeah,
sometimes. But if you have validation, you get more competitive because the other applicants they could be validated. So
yeah, that's true.
all right then.
All right then.
Thank you very much, Rafael, and I look forward to catching up with you soon.
All right, thank you so much.
All right then.
All right,
See ya. Okay.
see ya.
Bye bye. Yes, and that was Rafael, an automation and control engineer that is working really hard in his validation process. And very good questions. Yeah, thanks, Rafael. And hopefully you guys also enjoyed the answers. And that concludes the 3 free consulting that you can go to the link in my bio and register in the next workshop event. I don't know when it's going to be, probably sometime in October, November. And you can be in the waiting list for the workshop. But if you're ready to give the first step towards your validation process, a quick reminder that tonight, 11:59 p.m. here in Brisbane, so that's another about 4 hours, I will be closing the enrollment of my mentoring program, Validation Formula, where I teach engineers step by step to be validated as an engineer here in Australia. So there is a special offer there. You get 400 warranty. Okay, so just need to go to my link in my bio, and if you have any question, you can send me a direct message either here on Instagram or in the WhatsApp. If you are in the WhatsApp groups, you can send me a message there as well. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and have a very good end of Sunday. Another